In the previous video, we looked at the network and we looked at different types of network. We looked at the networks and types of networks, where we looked at the definition of network, and we said a network is the interconnection of different computers with the main purpose of sharing resources. And then we looked at types of network, where we have the local area network, we have the wide area network, we have the metropolitan area network. We said we have the internet, we have extranet, intranet, we have extranet, we have the peer-to-peer network, then we have the virtual VPN, virtual private network. So we said looked at the definition of all these type of network and how they can be used. So in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to look at something very important, which is to do with network topology. So we're going to talk about network topologies. Is it the first time to hear about this? Is it the first time to hear about network topology? Ladies and gentlemen, if it is the first time, then this video is for you. This video is going to help you to understand what a network topology is. We're going to see how a network topology is defined, and then after that we shall look at different types of network topologies, defining each and finding how each of them are used. So when I talk of network topology, this one is the physical or logical arrangement of devices and connection in a computer network. So a network topology, here we talk of what we call the physical and logical arrangement. I'm going to talk about physical and logical arrangement. Yeah, physical and logical arrangement. So how computers are arranged in a network, physically and logically, how different devices are arranged in a computer network. When you have different devices, these devices could be could be something like maybe you could have computers such as computer devices such as the keyboard, the monitor, the CPU. So all these ones, whenever you have this type of devices, how they are arranged, how they are connected, how they are put on a network is what we call the network topology. So network topology play a vital role in determining the efficiency, the scalability, and the fault tolerance of a network. So a network is something which is very, very important. Regardless of whatever thing you're doing, the type of a network topology that you use is going to determine how efficient your network is going to be, how scalability it will be, and the tolerance your network will be. So first and foremost, after looking at the definition, where we say this is the arrangement of physical and the logical devices, the arrangement of physical and logical devices. Of course, here we said should not forget the word devices. These devices, of course, these are the computer devices. How they are arranged on a network, is very, very important, and that's what we call the network topology. So we're going to look at types of network topology. Types of network topology. So the types of network topology, as illustrated in the diagram, we have the first one, which is the bus topology. You have ever used a bus in whatever community you are in? You know what buses are. You've ever used a bus, or you've ever seen people using a bus. So a bus topology is it is similar to the bus you use. However, it's not for like carrying people. In a bus topology, this is where devices are connected to a single communication medium. So here we have a single. We are saying in the bus topology devices here, devices are connected to a single communication medium. Which is called a bus. So all devices share the same communication channel. The data is transmitted in both directions. However, sometimes, of course, this is the bus topology. As you can see here, we have this devices. This is computer 1, computer 2, computer 3, computer 4, computer 5. They are all on the same. All these devices, the devices can be like those computers I'm talking about, the computers. So all these devices are connected on a single communication medium. So this is what we call the communication medium. The communication medium. And this communication medium is what we call the bus. The bus is that medium where all the devices, all the computers are connected, and then each and everything, all the data is transmitted in both directions. Like you can have data moving from one direction to another, like moving this side and also moving the other side. But now the main issue here is that if the backbone fails, the entire network can be affected. How? For example, if this one is our server, this computer one is the server, and then it has to supply to all these other computers here through this medium. So if this one fails, this part here, if it fails, then the entire network will fail. That's what they are trying to mean. So you have to be so much careful when you're using this type of a network to ensure that you understand which one is the server and you know how to control the server. Because we said, for example, if server 1 is if computer 1 is a server, maybe this one is a printer. We can say this is a printer server, and then it so happens that this one fails, it gets any default. So what will happen at the end of the day is that all the other devices connected on this network will not get any service, because the communication was done in a single medium. There's no any other alternative. That's what we call the bus topology. Then number two is what we call the star topology. The star topology. So the star topology, of course, devices connected to a central device such as the switch or hub. Like you have one in the center. This is what we call the star topology. You have the main hub in the center. This is what we call the hub. Then the devices are connected outwards. They are connected on the hub. They are connected to a central device. This is a center. This is a central device. This is what we call the central devices. Now, when you have these central devices, this is going to act as a server. Now, all other computers can connect. So with this one, for example, if this is computer 1, computer 2, computer 3, computer 4, computer 5. So for example, if computer 1 gets a problem, then the rest of the computers will not be affected, because they will still request service from the central server, and then they will get what they want. But again, if the central server, if the hub gets a problem, then the whole network will fail, because now, as you can see, it is at the center. It's like the brain. The brain controls all other parts of the body. So if the brain gets a problem, the rest of the body parts will also get a problem. So each of these devices on this type of topology, it has the dictated connection to the central server, of course forming a star-like structure. And if one device or connection fails, it doesn't affect the rest of the network. That's what I'm telling you. Like, if any of this fails, you cannot be, the rest of the network will not be affected. But if the server fails, if this main server fails, this is the server. If the server fails, then the network will be affected, ladies and gentlemen. So that's something to do with the star topology. Then the other thing is that we are talking about number 3, which is called the ring topology. So with ring topology, ladies and gentlemen, this is where devices are connected in a closed loop, like where each device is connected to adjacent devices, and data saturates in one direction around the ring. So if one device of connect fails, it can disrupt the entire network. So as you can see here, this is the ring topology. So these are say computer 1, computer 2, computer 3, computer 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 9. So in this type of network, data signals will move from, it can either be in clockwise or anti-clockwise. So if you decide to move maybe in clockwise, then you have data moving like this, moving like that. So you have signals, data signals are moving from one computer to another. So the problem with this type of network or this type of topology is that if one computer gets a problem, like this one gets a problem, so this part is cut off, then you realize that when data signal is moving and then it reaches here, it has nowhere to pass. So the rest of the machines, the rest of the computers will be affected, and the entire network will be disrupted. So you need to be careful with this type of network topology, because a default in one device can affect the rest of the devices. So the other type of network, which is number 4, is called the mesh topology. The mesh topology. So with this type of topology, of course, here we have multiple direct links between them. Sometimes you combine, this is the type of topology. When you look at this type of network, you see we have the bus topology, we have the ring topology, and we have the star topology. So this is where you combine all the links, all the other types of topologies, you combine them, and then you come up with a mesh topology. So with this type of topology, each devices or every device connect to each and every other devices can have a direct connection or direct impact over the others. So like you see here, when you look at this device 1, it is connected to this one, it connects to this, it connects to this one, it will also connect to this one. And then similarly, any of these devices connect to multiple devices. So that's why this one, it needs a lot of cables. You need a lot of, it's a very expensive topology. It's a very expensive network structure, because it needs a lot of cables. It needs too much skills to configure it. So you need to combine all the knowledge, combine all the science in all these other topologies in order to come up with the mesh topology. So the other type of topology is a hierarchy, or sometimes called the tree topology, where this is the tree topology or hierarchy topology. With this type of topology, ladies and gentlemen, this is where this is a type of topology where things are done in hierarchy form, like a combination of bus and the star. like we have the star and then we have the bus. So here, like, things have to move in hierarchy. You know, when I talk of hierarchy, there's that chain of command. Like things have to move from this, then to go to the other. Like you have this device here. If this, assuming this is a server here, assuming this is server 1, so if this want to request services, it has to pass through this one, and then this one has to pass through this one, then finally it has to reach here. So signals from here to here have to pass through all these devices, from device 1, 2, and 3. That's why we are saying it is called a hierarchical structure of computer network, because you have to move pass through other devices to reach the main target. Then with the choice of the now network topology depends on the factor. Like now it's up to you to look at which type of the topology you are going to use on your network. All these types of networks, of course, they will all work. They can all work for you, regardless. I mean, depending on what you want, but putting into consideration the requirements, the cost, and the specific needs of your network. And then each of these devices, I mean each of these topology, they have its own advantages and disadvantages in terms of performance, reliability, and ease of management. So you need to think of, if you are talking about maybe you want to come up with any of this, think of first of all the cost. How much will it cost? Secondly, think of performance. Is it going to perform as to your expectation? After looking at the performance, you can also look at reliability. How reliable is it? Reliability. Are you able to rely on it? And then, how easy is it to use? Ease of use. So these are the questions you have to ask yourself before choosing any type of network topology. And after answering them, if you see it's cost effective, like you can easily afford that, well, how about performance? Is it going to perform to your expectation? Secondly, are you able to rely on it for a long period of time without any default? And secondly, how is your team going to respond? Is your team capable of using this type of a network? So if all that is done, if all that can be answered, and then you can go ahead and choose any of these network topologies and then configure it for your organization to use. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for paying attention to this video. Let's continue sharing so that many people can get the knowledge. Otherwise, remember to subscribe to our channel. It's very, very important, so that you get all the notification. When you subscribe, you will be notified. Whenever we have videos, you will be notified. Otherwise, we love you guys. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you very much for always coming and attend with us. So you give us morale. And if you have any question, feel free to leave a comment. We can respond and you can be assisted. Otherwise, let's catch up in the next video. Thank you very much.